Alright, let's dive deep into the whole Al Horford situation with the Los Angeles Lakers and the broader NBA context. The buzz around Horford right now is intense because he's one of those rare veterans who still brings a lot to the table, even as he approaches the twilight of his career at 39 years old. When you think about the Lakers and their current rebuilding and retooling efforts, adding someone like Horford makes a lot of sense. He's a player who offers stability and versatility in the front court, able to slide between the 4 and 5 positions depending on the matchup, something that any team looking for flexibility in their rotation values highly. Defense, especially in today's NBA, is such a premium, and Horford has never been shy about taking on that responsibility. Even now, he remains a solid defensive presence, capable of guarding multiple positions, switching on smaller guards, and protecting the rim when needed. His basketball IQ is off the charts, which means he doesn't have to rely solely on athleticism to make an impact. He's crafty, experienced, and knows exactly how to position himself to make winning plays on both ends of the floor. One of the biggest appeals for teams like the Lakers is his ability to stretch the floor. Despite being a big man, Horford can knock down a three-pointer with consistency, which opens up the offense immensely. Running pick and roll or pick and pop actions with him creates a lot of spacing, forcing defenses to decide whether to guard him on the perimeter or collapse inside, which can free up lanes for teammates to attack. His presence on the court helps orchestrate plays that require a smart big who can make quick decisions, whether it's passing out of the post finding cutters or simply setting solid screens. Beyond the X's and O's, Horford has this calm demeanor that's invaluable in crunch time. He's made big shots in high-pressure situations throughout his career, particularly during Boston's championship run, where he was instrumental on both ends of the floor. That kind of veteran leadership and clutch gene is exactly what a team like the Lakers, who have championship aspirations but need to find their rhythm, crave. Boston Celtics reportedly want to keep Horford, but it looks like they're entering a transitional phase, which might limit his role or chances for another deep playoff run there. That makes the allure of other teams more appealing, especially ones where he feels he can play a key role in a potential championship push. The dilemma for him is weighing these options alongside the possibility of retirement. Earlier reports suggested he was considering 3-pass signing with the Lakers, joining the Warriors, or hanging up his sneakers altogether. The Warriors were thought to be the frontrunners for his services, with expectations that a deal would be announced soon, but that hasn't materialized, leaving the door wide open once again. For the Lakers, it's a matter of timing and roster logistics. They can technically clear space by waiving players like Shake Milton, but management seems intent on exploring consolidation trades, first trying to improve the roster's overall shape before making commitments. This cautious approach makes sense because the Lakers want to maximize their flexibility. If a player like Bradley Beal gets bought out and is interested in joining, that adds another piece to the puzzle, but it also requires clearing salary cap space and roster spots first. Ideally, the Lakers would like to create enough room to bring in a combination of players such as Horford Bill and someone like D'Anthony Melton, giving them a balanced mix of veteran-savvy scoring and defensive grit. Meanwhile, Atlanta has reemerged as a serious suitor for Horford. He has a history with the Hawks, having spent some of his prime years there, so there's familiarity on both sides. The Hawks are a young, exciting team in a very open Eastern Conference, which might be appealing to Horford as he looks for a final run. Atlanta's recent deep playoff runs, including a conference finals appearance, show that they're capable of making noise in the postseason, and Horford's experience could be the missing piece to push them over the edge. At 39, Horford has to consider how many productive years he realistically has left, and joining a young team with championship potential could be the perfect way to end his career on a high note. It's interesting because the Warriors were widely believed to be the frontrunners, with many expecting Horford to sign there, but as of now, nothing has been finalized. That leaves things wide open and puts the Lakers back into the conversation. From a Lakers fan's perspective, adding Horford is hugely appealing. There are other veterans like Richaun Holmes and potentially Nikola Vucevic on the market, but Horford's combination of defensive ability, shooting, and veteran leadership is unique. Vucevic's situation is complicated, with Chicago struggling to find a trade partner and possibly moving toward a buyout. But if the choice is between Vucevic and Horford, Horford might be the preferred option due to his defensive impact and high basketball IQ. The Lakers' front court rotation has a few interesting pieces. DeAndre Ayton is expected to be the starter and the guy who logs heavy minutes, potentially 30 to 40 minutes a night. Jackson Hayes offers energy and hustle in a limited role, typically coming off the bench to provide bursts of activity rebounds and alley-oop threats. But when it comes to the playoffs, a stable, reliable veteran like Horford would be invaluable. He can slot in alongside Ayton or Hayes, seamlessly providing a steadying presence on the floor and allowing the team to mix lineups depending on matchups and situations. Horford's ability to understand and execute his role without complaining or demanding the ball is something every championship caliber team needs. He's not the primary playmaker, but he makes the right plays, whether it's passing out of the post, hitting open threes, or playing solid defense. Horford's impact goes beyond just statistics. He was a defensive anchor for Boston, often tasked with guarding the opponent's best big man or switching onto guards without losing effectiveness. That kind of versatility is crucial, especially in playoff basketball where matchups shift constantly. His old school strength and savvy allow him to do the dirty work that often goes unnoticed in the box score but can swing games. He knows how to make winning plays at crucial moments, something the Lakers desperately need as they aim to move from a team with potential to a true contender. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lakers' road to contention involves stacking pieces strategically. You have Luka Doncic motivating and leading a hungry, talented squad, DeAndre Ayton anchoring the defense inside Jake LaRavia, providing shooting and defense, and then potential additions like Bradley Beal and Al Horford filling out the rotation. If the Lakers keep adding complementary pieces, whether through trade, free agency, or buyouts, they could shape a roster that's well-rounded enough to compete with the league's elite. While no one can say for sure if this group will click, right away the foundation seems solid. There's enough talent and experience to believe they could become one of the top 3 teams in basketball if everything comes together. In this scenario, Horford plays a critical role as a stabilizing veteran. His presence in the 8-man rotation during the playoffs could be the difference between a first-round exit and a deep run. When the game is tied in the final minutes of a playoff series, having a player like Horford on the floor who can make smart decisions, knock down key shots, and lock down opponents is a priceless asset. He's that kind of guy who may not always grab headlines but consistently makes the subtle plays that lead to victories. His career averages may not scream superstar, but his impact goes far beyond the numbers. Last season, for example, he played around 28 minutes per game, shooting over 42% from the floor and hitting over 36% from beyond the arc. His efficiency, combined with his steady defense and leadership, make him a valuable piece for any team seeking balance. In terms of size and skill set, Horford is listed around 6 feet 9 inches with a wingspan of just over 7 feet 1 inch. Not a traditional 7-footer, but his craftiness and experience more than compensate for any lack of height. His free throw shooting is excellent for a big man, hovering around 89%, which means he's reliable in late game situations. He averages roughly 9.6 rebounds and a block and a steal per game. Numbers that don't tell the full story of his value, but show he can contribute across the board. Horford plays with a toughness and intelligence that allows him to maximize every minute he's on the court. The Lakers, with their blend of youth and veteran savvy, could really benefit from a player like Horford. He brings stability and a winning mentality that rubs off on the whole team. His ability to adapt to different roles and lineups provides the coaching staff with valuable flexibility. Whether it's starting alongside Ayton or coming off the bench to give the team a boost, Horford's presence could be a key factor in how the Lakers perform throughout the season and into the playoffs. This whole situation remains fluid, and we'll have to watch closely how it develops. But from everything we've seen and heard, Horford is a player who can help the Lakers move closer to championship contention. His veteran leadership, defensive versatility, shooting ability, and clutch performances make him a coveted addition. If the Lakers can get their roster in order and sign him, it would be a major step toward building a team capable of competing at the highest level. The ongoing saga surrounding Al Horford's future is emblematic of the NBA's complex ecosystem. where veteran players navigate the fine line between prolonging their careers and making meaningful contributions while teams balance short-term competitiveness with long-term vision. Horford's case is particularly interesting because it touches on multiple aspects that define modern basketball adaptability leadership and the subtle impact of experience in high-stakes environments. The Lakers contemplate integrating him into their roster. The conversation naturally extends to what the team represents today and what it aims to become. Los Angeles is in a phase of recalibration, having transitioned from a superstar-driven model centered around LeBron James and Anthony Davis to a more balanced composition of emerging talent and seasoned professionals. This transitional period demands players like Horford who bring not just skills but a steadying influence in locker rooms and during crunch time moments that often decide playoff outcomes. One of the less discussed yet crucial facets of Horford's value is his professionalism and work ethic. These intangibles, while difficult to quantify, resonate deeply within team culture. He is known for setting an example through preparation, resilience, and a willingness to embrace whatever role the team requires. For the Lakers, a franchise steeped in championship tradition, but currently rebuilding, this kind of veteran presence can accelerate the growth of younger players and foster an environment conducive to winning. The dynamic between a player like Horford and rising stars or mid-career talents can create a mentoring relationship, passing down wisdom gained from countless playoff battles and the discipline required to sustain a lengthy NBA career. His presence can subtly shift team morale, elevate standards during practice, and provide calm leadership in the locker room, especially during periods of adversity. From a strategic standpoint, Horford's versatility allows the Lakers to experiment with various lineups without compromising defensive integrity. His ability to guard multiple positions, switch effectively, and anchor the defense in different schemes is invaluable. In today's NBA, where positionless basketball is the norm and matchups constantly evolve, having a player who can seamlessly transition between guarding traditional big men and agile forwards is a significant asset. This adaptability complements the Lakers' existing core, where players like DeAndre Ayton excel in rim protection and physicality, while others like Jackson Hayes bring energy and hustle. Horford's blend of size, skill, and basketball IQ creates a tactical advantage, enabling coaches to tailor defensive strategies that respond to opponents' strengths and weaknesses. Moreover, his shooting ability adds an offensive dimension that spreads defenses, helping the Lakers' perimeter players find open driving lanes and enhancing the overall spacing on the floor. Looking beyond the immediate fit Horford's potential, arrival also signals the Lakers' intention to compete now rather than rebuild slowly. By targeting a veteran of his caliber, the team is acknowledging the need to surround their core with experienced winning players who can contribute immediately. This approach aligns with the Lakers' broader philosophy of championship urgency, contrasting with some other franchises that may focus primarily on youth and future draft assets. The front office's interest in players like Bradley Beal alongside Horford underscores this dual strategy, acquiring scorers and defenders who can bolster the roster depth and versatility. However, this also introduces challenges related to salary cap management and roster construction. The Lakers must navigate complex financial considerations such as waivers, buyouts, and trade exceptions to create the necessary space. Balancing these moves requires careful planning to avoid hampering future flexibility, which could be crucial if opportunities arise to make further upgrades during the season. Meanwhile, the broader NBA landscape adds layers of complexity to Horford's decision. The Eastern Conference is experiencing a resurgence with teams like the Hawks and Celtics emerging as contenders. Horford's history with Atlanta gives the Hawks a natural advantage in courting him, offering familiarity and a promising young core hungry for playoff success. The Celtics, on the other hand, present a more uncertain environment as they retool around a mix of veterans and emerging stars. For Horford, the choice involves weighing competitive prospects, personal fit, and career aspirations. The Warriors remain an intriguing option given their track record of maximizing veteran talent and their pursuit of another title run. Yet the absence of a finalized deal there indicates either strategic hesitation or mutual reconsideration, which keeps the Lakers in the conversation. This uncertainty fuels speculation about which team can offer the optimal balance of playing time role clarity and championship potential. The impact of Horford's decision extends beyond his individual role. It influences the strategic trajectories of multiple franchises. For the Lakers, securing Horford could accelerate their timeline to contention, especially when paired with key acquisitions or internal development. It would provide a foundation of reliability and versatility that enhances both the offense and defense, contributing to a more cohesive team identity. For the Hawks, adding Horford could inject the veteran leadership and playoff experience needed to navigate the rigorous postseason landscape. The Warriors, if they pursue him aggressively, might view him as a critical piece in managing their rotation and maintaining defensive toughness amid a roster undergoing changes. Each scenario reflects how teams value the unique combination of skills and intangibles that Horford brings. Delving into Horford's playing style, it's clear that his basketball intelligence sets him apart. Unlike many players who rely heavily on athleticism, Horford uses anticipation, positioning, and decision-making to impact the game. His ability to read plays before they develop allows him to contest shots, effectively disrupt passing lanes, and execute timely help defense. Offensively, he excels at setting screens, rolling to the basket, and making the right passes, often facilitating ball movement that leads to high percentage shots. His shooting mechanics and range have evolved throughout his career, enabling him to be a consistent threat from beyond the arc, which is crucial in spacing the floor for modern offenses. This versatility means that he can adapt his game based on team needs, whether focusing on defense and rebounding or stepping into a more facilitative and scoring role. Considering his career arc, Horford's longevity is remarkable. Maintaining a high level of play into his late 30s is a testament to his conditioning, adaptability, and basketball intellect. He has successfully transitioned through different team contexts, from being a primary option in Atlanta to a complementary piece on championship caliber teams like Boston. This adaptability speaks to his character and willingness to embrace changing roles, a quality that makes him especially valuable for teams in transition or those aiming to blend youth with experience. His presence often elevates team performance in subtle but impactful ways, such as improving communication on defense, directing traffic on offense, and calming teammates during pressure situations. In terms of team dynamics, integrating Horford into the Lakers locker room could enhance cohesion and professionalism. His experience navigating playoff pressures and high expectations equips him to mentor younger players and provide stability during challenging stretches. This mentorship can accelerate development for emerging talents, helping them understand the nuances of preparation, focus, and resilience. Moreover, Horford's calm demeanor and positive influence can diffuse tension and foster a culture centered around collective success rather than individual accolades. For a team rebuilding its identity and chemistry, these qualities are invaluable. Looking ahead, the Lakers face critical decisions in managing their roster and cap space to accommodate Horford and potentially other veterans. This balancing act involves assessing the value of current players, exploring buyouts, and evaluating trade possibilities. The goal is to assemble a complementary group that maximizes strengths and minimizes weaknesses while maintaining flexibility for future moves. The front office must also consider the potential impact on team chemistry and playing time distribution to ensure harmony on and off the court. Successfully navigating these complexities could position the Lakers as a formidable contender capable of challenging the league's elite. Ultimately, Al Horford's potential signing with the Lakers represents more than just a roster addition. It symbolizes a strategic commitment to blending experience, versatility, and leadership in pursuit of championship aspirations. His multifaceted skill set, combined with his professionalism and veteran presence, offers the Lakers a unique opportunity to stabilize their lineup and enhance their competitiveness. Whether he ends up in Los Angeles, returns to Atlanta, joins the Warriors, or chooses a different path, Horford's career continues to reflect the evolving nature of the NBA, where adaptability, intelligence, and character often define success. As much as raw talent, The next chapter in his journey will be closely watched by fans, analysts, and teams alike, as it encapsulates the delicate balance between legacy and opportunity in professional basketball's highest echelons.